That's what happens when you come up against me, you know. The handles are like that, you know, like that. Look what happened to him, you know. Don't mean to cut this around. Anyways, Shalom, Shalom, we're the Hebrew Israelites. All right, back again here to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom. Speak about the upliftment of Yahweh Shai, the only begotten Son of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, coming back to deliver the elect of the nation of Israel. First and foremost, want to give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kodash. That belongs to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations. Much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. And you know, brothers, you know, we're doing the work of prophets, coming out here prophesying, and the Heavenly Father is dealing with spiritual men. You know, the scriptures say that the spiritual man judgeth all things, and people feel that spirit on the men of the Lord. You know, when it comes to being spiritual, you know, especially depending on your level of how spiritual you are and what level you're on. These demons know you, and these people know you. Get me that, Paul? I know. All right, and these people also know that you have that spirit, a particular special spirit on you. You know, and I'm gonna go into something that a woman told me just recently. You know, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I'll build it up. Acts 19 and 14. And there were also 7 sons of Siva, an Israelite, and chief of the priests, which did so. And the evil spirit answered and said, Yahweh Shai I know, and Paul I know. Who are ye?
Right. So these were what they did. These were people that did exorcists. They removed demons from houses and whatever the case may be. They caught themselves trying to do those type of things. All right. Go ahead.
It says here in Acts 19 and 11, and the Most High wrought special miracles by the hands of Paul, so that from his body were brought unto so that from his body were brought unto the sick handkerchiefs and or aprons, and the disease departed from them, and the evil spirits went out of them.
Right. So the disease, that shows that evil spirits are tied to disease. Okay. So when you get a certain sickness or certain injury, a demon can make it worse. Okay, a demon can exacerbate it, or the Lord can have mercy and take that demon away, keep that demon away to allow it to heal, to put a spirit of healing upon you. Okay, so it's all the will of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, but you have to understand how the spirit world works as well. Go ahead.
Yeah, and it reads, then certain of the vagabond Israelites, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai, saying, we adjure you by Yahweh Shai, whom Paul preacheth. And
right, so this to me is like them cancers pop up with the alphabet names, you know. And they're not really tied to any group. This is what I picture when I think of these guys, okay? Because they thought they were on a level, but the demon is going to show them that they really went on a level.
Sure.
Go ahead, read that.
Yeah, and it reads, and there were 7 sons of one Seva, an Israelite and chief of the priests, which did so. And the evil spirit answered and said, Yahweh Shai I know, and Paul I know, but who are ye?
Right, so he knew those spirits. He knew the spirit of Yahweh Shai. He knew the spirit of Paul, because in the spirit realm, you know, before you come on the earth, you know, you're in the spirit realm.
That's right.
Okay, and there's a particular hierarchy in the spirit realm, right? You know, there's angels that are well known. Okay, you understand?
Yeah.
Because Yahweh Shai, he said that he left from the throne of the Heavenly Father, right? Because he said, "Give me back the honor, the glory that I had with you from the beginning," because he was with the Heavenly Father in the beginning on that right hand side. You see what I'm saying? So when he came down on the earth, you know, you're in this flesh, but that's that same spirit. So when them demons see that individual, they're really seeing the spirit. Demons don't really talk to individuals per se. They really talk to the spirit inside of the individual. Go ahead.
That's right. Yeah, and it reads, and the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them and overcame them and prevailed against them, so that they fled out of the house naked and wounded.
Yeah, because the evil spirits didn't fear those guys. Those guys were on a low level. See, the evil spirits, they fear men that are on a high level in the spirit, on the right hand side. Okay, they didn't fear those guys. Okay, because they were on a low level, right? So you can't just go up and try to do an exorcist and just any old body you have to make sure that you, first of all, you got to be on a level, okay? And your faith has to be on a level, okay? And then when you go there, you're gonna come in, and they're gonna already know who you are,
Yeah.
and they're gonna understand and respect your authority. The demons are in order. The demons are not out of order.
That's right.
Okay, the ones that are out of order, men on earth, but the demons are not out of order. Okay, they know that. Okay, that's rank and file. Even when Michael rebuked Satan, get me that, Shaquat, okay. When Satan was trying to go touch with the body of Moses, was it?
Yeah.
He rebuked him. Okay, let me know you got that, bro. You have that already?
No, I got another instance with Paul.
Hold that.
Just to add to the
And
point,
you got to finish that other one that you have.
Yep.
I just wanted to add to your point too, because even when Yahweh Shai was on the scene, you know, the demons, they recognized him.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them were saying, "I dare come to take us before a time." You know, going back to the point that you made about that order, they understood that, this is basically second in command after the Heavenly Father, man. Even though he was in the flesh, they recognized that. You know?
They said it straight up. They said it straight up. Oh, thou son of Most High,
Yeah.
what hast thou to do with us? So he told them, quiet.
Shema, yeah.
Shema, yeah. That's it. Many times. Many times, they came to him. They told him, "Oh, Son of God."
Yeah. Then they asked permission to go into the
That's it.
the pigs. They
Wow.
asked permission.
Yeah.
Can we suffer us, please? They didn't come to go beat them. No, because they already knew. Nah, we can't do nothing like that.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
Jude 1 and verse 8. Likewise also these filthy dreamers defile the flesh, despise dominion, and speak evil of dignities. Verse 9.
Yeah. So see, that's to show you the disorder on earth. They despise dominion. See, the demons don't despise dominion.
Yeah.
Okay? They know when someone of authority is there, and they say, "Nah." See, I'll fuck with you little people, but this spirit here, no sir. No sir. That's the apostle Tahar. Nah, I'm good. I'm off. I'm out of here. Go ahead.
That's right.
It says, Yet Michael, the archangel, when contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses, does not bring against him a railing accusation, but said, The Lord rebuked thee.
He didn't say much. Say, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai rebuke you. That's it. He didn't say much. Okay? And go ahead. And that's it. I think that's it, right? That's it. Because Satan said, all right, cool. And he fled because he understood the authority of Michael. You have to understand the right hand is stronger than the left hand.
That's right.
I don't care how scary the left hand looks. You got all these demons that got these ghoulish faces and dog demons. And, they got some terrifying demons on the left hand side. You crazy? Okay? But guess what? The bottom line is that the right hand side is more powerful.
Right.
And they got some freaky looking things on the right hand side too. Because you read about the angels with the 4 faces.
Yeah.
So you got some freaky looking, you know what I'm saying? Specimens on the right hand side as well.
Right.
You see? But they know the power.
Yeah.
That's what's important. It's not about all the looks and the glamour and the Joker demon. It's about the power that comes behind the demon. Huh?
That's right.
That's what you got to remember. Who's stronger than Yahweh Shai? None of them. Not one of them, man.
Right.
He's over all the spirits, man.
Yeah.
Okay? Even when those witches came by, they said, "Oh, that's the enemy." But what can they do against him? Nothing. You see?
Yeah, and it's been proven, because when Yahweh Shai, when he fasted that 40 nights, 40 days, when Satan came to tempt him, one of the things that Satan told him is to bow down and worship him, but Yahweh Shai rebuked him and said, "What? You're going to worship me," in other words. Thou shalt worship the Lord thy power. That's what he said, but basically he's saying, like, I'm above you. And after that, Satan fled for a period of time, man. Because Yahweh Shai understood.
Well, he said, "Thou shalt," or he was speaking about the Most High. He said, "Thou shalt worship the Lord thy power." Yeah, he's speaking about Yahweh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he's speaking about. Because first of all, at that time, he wasn't glorified.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
He wasn't glorified at that time.
I got.
So, okay, go ahead.
Real quick, jump in. It says here, first Ephesians 1.
But he is over Satan.
Yeah.
Okay, but he is over Satan because after he was rejected him 3 times, and he did the last one I believe the Lord gave him a harsh rebuke, and then he said, "I'm out of here." And that was Satan himself. That wasn't no demon under Satan. That was actually Satan. Okay.
So what rank Satan is, like 6?
Say what?
What rank he is in the spirit world?
He's the top on the left. He's the top on the left. On the left.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it says here, Ephesians 1, I'll start at 17 and I'll jump. It says here that the Most High, our Lord, that the power of our Lord Yahushai Hamashiach, the Father of glory, may give unto you the spirit of wisdom and revelation in the knowledge of Him. Verse 20, which He wrought in Hamashiach when He raised Him from the dead and set Him on His right hand in the heavenly places, far above all principalities.
That's right. Far above.
Far,
above. So
yeah.
he's not even close.
Yeah.
Yahushua is not even close to the other principalities, including us. He's way over us. That's it. You know, even David, he's way over King David. Although
yeah.
King David is under me, he's way over above him.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
The Most High, basically, the Most High had him to replace him in the sense of
take over, yeah.
take over. You know. So come on, man.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, that's why King David worshipped Solomon. You know?
Yeah.
Just to add on the list said, Matthew 28 says, all power was given unto me, right? In heaven and in earth. Right?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so it says here, far
I
above.
don't say replace him as if the Most High is not there. The Most High is there.
No, yeah.
As a way as a son replaces the king.
That's right.
You know, as a prince replaces the king, so to speak, when it comes to his authority, right? Go ahead.
Far above all principality and power and might and dominion and every name that is named, not only in the world but also in that which is to come.
Right.
And,
Right.
and hath put all things under his feet, and gave him to be the head over all things to the church, which is the body, at the fullness of him that filleth all in all.
That's right. So, you know, so that's the thing with he's over everything, even the spirit realm and the earthly realm. He's about to be over real soon. Okay. And that's the bottom line, because the things that are in the spirit is the real order.
Yeah.
It's not about what's here on earth, because right here, what's here on earth is upside down. You know, Esau being on top. Esau's supposed to be on the bottom of all nations.
Yeah.
That's his real order. That's what he's really supposed to be. He ain't supposed to be on the top of nothing. Okay? He's supposed to be breaking down, making big rocks into small rocks. Not ruling and telling people what to do and setting up. No, but you see what the results of that is. It's death.
Yeah.
It's a decline of the earth. You know? Got something real quick? You got more on that though?
That was it on that.
Okay, go ahead.
Real quick, so this is 1 Peter 3 and verse 22. I'll get straight to the point. It's referring to Yahushai, who is gone into heaven and is on the right hand of Yahweh, angels and authorities and powers being made subject unto him.
That's right. Everybody is subject unto Yahushai, man. Everyone is subject unto him. Okay, so if we're representatives of Yahushai, they're subject unto us. You see what I'm saying? The demons are subject unto us.
Right.
And like I said, the people and the Yahushai has to really be dealing with you though.
Yeah.
And then the people, you know, they see that spirit.
Yeah.
Okay, and that spirit, you know, you don't think they see it. You're like, how can they see it? But they see something different than what we see, because we have it, so to speak. You know.
That's true. Remember 2 weeks ago, this demon came up to me. I didn't ask him nothing. He let my demon, and he come up to me and said, He went like this. You got this aura on you.
Oh, yeah.
You know. Okay.
Okay. That's it. So so they see things. You know. Like this woman too came up to me was a couple of days ago. She was saying basically, which I dealt with her before, you know.
Okay.
My business, you know, and then she basically said, yeah, I could tell you have a gift.
See?
You have a gift, whatever. And then she said, yeah, you have a gift of catching hell, you know, and this and that. She's like, yeah, because the building, there's demons in my building. People think I'm crazy when I say that. There's demons, and the demon jumped on me, and it made me hit myself in the eye, like, you know, and then when I woke up, like, I don't know why, and I know the demon jumped on me, you know, and then I get in fights with this guy that, you know, that's in my building because the demon jumps on him. And she's breaking it down to me, you know, but more, she's like, anytime I tell people this, they're crazy, but I know you'll understand, so to speak. And then she's like, yeah, because I know you have a gift for me. You have a gift. Basically, what she was trying to say, she's like, I can see that you're strong, you're very strong.
That's right.
You know, and then she's like, you've been through a lot, something like that. And then she's like, yeah. And then she's like, and this is a woman I've been dealing with for a long time when it comes to my business, right? And then she's like, She's like, yeah, but see what she was saying in the spirit, right, was that ultimately I believe she was asking me to come take out the demon without
Yeah.
asking me.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
like
do.
she's like, can you help me take out this demon? Like in a sense, because people will try to ask you these things in like a roundabout way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can tell me what you feel in a second. Just give me 1 second. I want to finish this part. Is that because even my pops, you know what I'm saying? When my uncle was getting ready to pass, you know, he was calling, kept calling me. My pops don't call me that like that. You know, he kept calling me, yo, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. And I'm like, yeah, but you know, he's still breathing. No. So he got kind of vexed. You know,
Yeah.
no, it's done. It's finished. Unless a miracle happens, he's done. You know, unless a miracle happens, he's done. You know, so he basically what he was saying in the spirit, he wanted me to go over there to pray over him.
That's right.
You know, to heal him.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, listen, this medical thing ain't working. Let me go. I need the spiritual one, because he knows.
He knows. Yeah.
You know, he's seen spiritual things with me already. You know what I mean? Go ahead, brother.
I mean, it was really ain't got nothing to say, bro. I feel like they maybe the pride in them that doesn't want to admit that you Yahweh Shai is dealing with you, and yeah, that's all. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, well, I think it's also because they don't want to seem crazy. Like they feel something, but they don't know how to express it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because this world is not. See, in the ancient world, they used to go to the prophets for these things regularly.
Spiritual.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you can get that the 4-time called
To the
seers.
seer.
They would go to the seers constantly for things like that. Yeah. That wasn't out of the norm. Even you can go to even when Saul went to Samuel, and then he brought the gift with him. Oh, that's
Rebecca?
Oh, really?
Yeah. At that time they were called seers.
Yeah, this is the same one. Okay, beautiful.
So
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So ultimately, they went to the prophets, you know, at that time for spiritual things. But now we're not in the spiritual world. We're in a
That's
very
right.
carnal world. So that
They'll go to Esau.
seems insane.
Yeah.
You know. So but in their spirit, they know.
They
Because
know,
these
yeah.
people that we're dealing with, a lot of them are Israelites.
That's right.
So it's like they know. They're like, yo. See, a heathen don't know what the fuck is going on. But an Israelite knows what's going on.
He knows. Yeah.
We know like the spiritual side of things deep down.
Yeah.
Because we've been there.
That's right.
We
That's
were
right.
there before. That's why when they see this, when they see us, it's something familiar to them.
Mhm.
It's like, I know this. I know what this is. You know?
Yeah.
They've been in those lifetimes where the prophets, Isaiah was cursing them out.
That's right. That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? When
Yeah.
Jeremiah was rebuking them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They had that. That's Samuel. All Israel was there for that.
That's
man.
right. That's
The
right.
school of the prophets.
That's right.
So when they see this, it's something familiar to them.
Mhm.
But they can't put their finger on it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
They don't like it because hey, you were against it back then.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
You know? And we're back, baby. We're back. Okay, go ahead, brother.
1 Samuel 9 and verse 7. Then said Saul to his servant, but behold, if we go, what shall we bring the man? For the bread is spent in our vessels, and there is not a present.
Go up a little bit more. Get the context of what's going on. Yeah. Go for what?
Verse 4. And he passed through Mount Ephraim, and passed through the land of Cilicia, but they found them not. Then they passed from the land of Salem, and there they were not. And he passed through the land of the Benjaminites, but they found them not. And when they were come to the land of Zoph, Saul said to the servant that was with them, come and let us return, lest my father leave caring for the asses, and take thought for us. And he said unto him, behold, there is in the city a man of the Most High, and he is an honorable man. All that he saith cometh surely to pass. Now let us go thither, pre-adventure.
Yeah, and they're seeing the things that we're seeing, right? They're watching the videos, and they're seeing, damn, everything that they've been saying is coming to pass. You know? And like that, so maybe we need to listen. We need to listen to these guys. I got more questions. You know? Go ahead.
It says, all that he saith cometh surely to pass. Now let us go thither, pre-adventure he can show us our way that we should go. Then said Saul to the servant, But behold, if we go, what shall we
So
bring?
even to find something, find something valuable as your lamb or your oxen, go to the prophet, like, yo, where did it go, Because even the prophets in general were on a higher level, everything was more spiritual, man, so they'll tell you, do whatever they do, whatever they communicated with the Heavenly Father, and then they would be able to tell you, man, certain things. Go ahead.
Then said Saul to the servant, but behold, if we go, what shall we bring the man? For the bread is spent in our
See, there was
vessels.
no GPS at that time. There's no GPS. There was no, you know what I'm saying? There was no thing, Google Maps, or,
No phone.
So the fact that they could direct them to it is like, yo, that's coming straight from the heavens.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Which the funny thing is that really these devices, the things that the reason you have this satellite and this internet is from the heavens.
Yep.
It's in the heavens. That's why it says the heavens declare their the glory of the Most High. So these things are really coming from the heavens. They have to go up to the heavens anyway to allow these things to work, and the Most High is allowing it to work. And He can send an angel to go destroy all that.
Yeah.
He's allowing it to function because it's for His purpose. Go ahead.
It says,
They also have the human and the human.
it says, and there is not a present to bring to the man of the Most High. What have we? And the servant answered,
They would do certain things with certain stones too. How the light reflected off of certain stones as an answer for the Most High. So the way these stones are set up with the lights is, there's science behind it. Go ahead.
Right. Says even could it be stars too, like signs in the
They read those two. They read those two. But I'm thinking of a particular verse that mentions a prophet using a stone to get an answer from the Most High, using the light from the sun. Go ahead.
Verse 8, and the servant answered Saul again and said, behold, I have here at hand the fourth part of a shekel of silver. That will I give to the man of the Most High to tell us our way. Before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of the Most High, thus he spake, come, let us go to the seer. For he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer.
Right. So if they have these spiritual problems, they can't call the police to come deal with a demon in their house. Got a sickness. They know that ultimately Heavenly Father deals with the sicknesses. That's why they can you can do all the herbs that you want. If the Most High ain't with it, you're gonna die. All right. Matter of fact, get me that with the king that didn't turn to the Most High, right? And he turned to the physicians. You see?
Isn't there a God in Israel?
Huh?
Isn't there a God in Israel?
Well, you could get that. You know what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about. The king that didn't turn to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And instead of turn to the Most High, he turned to the physician. You see? Go ahead, bro. Oh, that was it. Read that again, the last part.
It says, before 1 Samuel 9 and verse 9, before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of the Most High, thus he spake, come, let us go to the seer. For he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer.
Yeah, so the prophets also, they did ultrasound. Remember when Rebecca and Isaac, she's like, what the hell is going on in my womb, So that he broke it down, what's going on in your womb.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't go to the doctor to do the ultrasound to put the oil on the belly and move the thing around. No, she actually got the prophet to just break it down, what's going on, what's happening. So what? So what's that? That's the Heavenly Father basically giving the answer through His prophets. The prophets was pretty much, man, they did a lot of things, man. They were responsible for a lot of things, man. See, in this society is low level. Prophets are on a low level in this society, but the prophets in the ancient world, man, the king consulted with the prophets.
That's right.
Talking about the king would be amongst the prophets. They're not Saul going prophesy with the prophets. Mm-hmm. They pulled up with the prophets, man. Like, these are my homies. You know what I'm saying? If you pulling up with the king, that's a big deal. You ain't no low level guy.
Even with the heathen king.
Yeah. Even the heathen king, because they didn't have no real prophets. So who else they gonna go to? They had witches. They didn't have the prophets of the Lord. What you got, bro?
Jeremiah.
They knew that you want the right answers. That's who you go. That's who.
Go ahead.
Jeremiah 1 and verse 10. See, I have this day set thee over the nations and over the kingdoms. And to throw down and to build and to plant.
Right, right. The prophets are over the nations. Well, they're over the nations. They're over all these people, man. Okay, including the kings. You know? See? The order that's supposed to be on the planet Earth is what's the order in the heavens. It's not the order that's here. The order that's here is false. The order, it's not, it don't feel right, man. And Edomite telling you what to do. It don't feel right. It's against your spirit.
Yeah,
That's true.
when a woman
Well,
tells you
that is
diabolical.
there's nothing more vexing.
Mm-hmm.
A woman police officer pulling up. That's nothing more vexing to the soul of a real man.
That's true.
You know?
Sometimes it's positive. What?
Yeah,
About the car.
But this
Yeah.
is that
Yeah.
magnet society. You know what I want to say?
Madness.
Esau, that proves Esau's not a real man.
No, he's into that shit, man. You know, he get tied up and shit,
Yeah.
have the woman whipping him shit.
Yeah.
That's his fantasies and shit. And he does it in real life.
Megatron.
Yeah, some wicked so-called priest too.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah.
I got the cake.
Yeah,
And
that stain is not leaving from you. Go ahead.
Yep. It says here. It says
Even
here.
though you wash yourself with nitrate,
This is still good.
yeah, man. Go ahead, man.
It says here, Second Chronicles 16. I'll go straight to the point. And 12. And Asia, in his 39th year of his reign, was diseased in his feet, until his disease was exceeding great.
Right?
Yet he
See, because listen, the Most High could have had it healed. I don't care what the disease was. The Lord could have had it reversed.
Yep.
But you see, the demons make it worse.
Mhm.
The demon will go in and exasperate the illness. See? So when he said Satan on somebody, that's a big thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
That could make things, anything small could turn huge.
Yeah.
You know? You make the wrong turn, oh, the truck is there. Baf.
Yeah.
That was Satan.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It didn't have to be that. You know?
Wow.
He could have been, he could have been alert. Oh shoot, stop right in time.
Mm-hmm.
No, but since Satan was in the midst, oh, he dropped. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. And it says
You don't
here.
want someone to sense. You don't want the Most High to send Satan for you. Ask Job.
Yeah, that's right.
Ask Job. That wasn't fun.
Yeah.
Everything
That
was
wasn't fun.
worse. You know. So I told you, even this injury, this is like a thing of another injury that I got. But that other injury I had, ask this brother. You know, my foot. After I left, how was my foot? Like a fucking balloon, man. That was really, I couldn't walk. I would have had to this.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? Through the grace of Yahweh Shemi outside, I could put it's getting better after a few days, right? But
Yeah.
that was not, everything was lined up for it to be that, for me to go through that.
That's right. Yeah.
That shit went from that to my ribs was in pain, to my back was in pain, so I couldn't sleep. I could only sleep sitting up.
Wow.
That was hell, brother. I couldn't take a shower standing up. I had to take a shower, I had a chair in the shower. I had to put a chair in the shower and go in the shower.
Damn.
And still go to camp week in, week out. Right? I have a witness. You were there. Even when he wasn't there, I was doing that by myself. Bro.
Mm-hmm.
You see? So, but guess what? That's because the demons can make it worse.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
I told you brothers this already. The demon, one day I was sleeping a bit, and the demon was on my shoulder. Well, really what happened was a fly first hit me on my head. Where the fuck this fly come from? And then the demon was on the shoulder.
Hmm.
I felt it. Then I felt it leave. Zzz, and you hear the fly and one over there, I seen a little, like a gnome sitting there. Damn. I said, yeah, that's the demon that's fucking me. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It's a demon that's fucking with you. Alright? So that's why I said a demon could make it worse, or the Most High could just make it better. This is why you gotta fear your how about you.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
People don't understand that.
Can you jump in real quick? I must read this.
No.
This is 2 Corinthians 12 and verse 7. This is about Apostle Paul. It says, "Unless I should be exalted above measure through abundance of the revelations, there was given to me a thorn in the flesh,
That's right.
the messenger of Satan to buffet me,
Right.
lest I should be exalted above measure."
Yeah, a thorn in the flesh. That's something that was bothering him. You know, some type of disease or something like that was bothering him. Okay, and the Most High didn't. He asked the Most High. He didn't go. He didn't go to the physician. He said, "Nah, this is beyond the physician." He probably went to the physician already. He said, "Nah, this is something. This is beyond the physician." Okay, so what he went to the Most High.
Right.
Go ahead, bro.
Verse 8 it says, "For this thing I besought the Lord thrice,
3 times.
that it might depart from me. And he said unto me, My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Hamashiach may rest upon me."
That's right. Accept
You
it.
know, I noticed that it's something with thrice. It's something with 3 times praying to the Most High. Like
Yeah.
it's almost like they kind of just make it like, all right, Most High with it. You know, like Yahweh Shai did that, right?
Mhm.
Going to Gethsemane,
Right.
right? After the 3rd time, he said, "No, I got it. You know,
Yeah.
I see the answer."
Right.
You know. So Paul is like, you know, after the 3rd time, he's like, I see the answer
Yeah.
that you're trying to give me.
That's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
because the number 3 represents understanding.
Understanding, yep.
You know, just like when scriptures say, the Most High speaketh once, say twice, yet man perceiveth it not. Also like twice, yet man perceiveth it not. You know, that 3rd time, there, you know, the understanding, bro, you understand. The Lord doesn't give you an answer, that's the answer. You know what I mean? It's not being taken away.
Right.
You know? Because Apostle Paul had to have that sickness, like he said, to humble him. Because, you know, a lot was revealed unto him. You know, unless he gets, you know, like he says, knowledge puffeth up, right?
Oh, yeah.
Unless that knowledge heats up your head and then you think you're, you know, you're shit. You know? That's it.
Good, bro.
This is Deuteronomy 32 and verse 39. "See now that I, even I, am He. There is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand."
Right? And yet no one can deliver out of his hand. So it doesn't matter if you take whatever herbs you take, you know, whatever type of knowledge you have when it comes to healing, but you know, when it comes to the Heavenly Father, you can't go above His counsel. You know, go ahead.
Yes, on Sirach 38 and verse 9. "My son, in thy sickness be not negligent, but pray unto the Lord, and He will make thee whole."
That's the first thing you got to do. First thing I did when I got in, I prayed to Yahweh Shai, try not to make it worse, to make it better. Right? And what happened? It's still getting better. Okay, but this is the same thing that happened to me last time. Where that took months. That didn't take a couple few days to get better. The next day it was 20 times worse. Shit, the first day was like nothing was happening, and the next day was 20 times worse. It went down to my foot, went down to my ankle, and then it crawled up after a few days into my ribs. That was some pain, dude. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? But that was something that the Heavenly Father orchestrated for that time. Right? Okay? That's something I had to go through. I mean, I couldn't even piss properly, bro. Every time I pissed, the ribs was, I felt like they were breaking. That was different. That was level 10, dude. You understand? I felt nothing like that before. That's some level 10 shit. Okay? And that was just from the same thing, that pretty much the same similar situation, like the same thing. It was just a pop, and then it turned to that. But this time pop, I prayed that it got better. And when I seen it was better, I praised Yahweh Shai.
Right.
I see the next day it was a step out. I was like, okay, it's not worse.
That's good.
Praise Yahweh Shai. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be appreciative of things.
That's right, yeah.
You see, the people of this world, when they come into the time of Jacob's trouble, they ain't gonna be appreciative of nothing. You think they're gonna be appreciative because they found bread? And they're gonna eat it. They ain't gonna give nobody. Get the fuck away.
Yeah.
So someone mentioned God. What about God? You know? You understand what I'm saying? It's dead serious, man.
True.
See how you remember that Elamite at the bowling?
Yeah.
Huh?
No consideration.
Consideration.
That reminds me of what happened in the desert when we left from Egypt. You know, we begged for quail. We begged for meat.
Yep.
They came, and then they forgot to give thanks. And then the Lord took them out, man. See?
Well, he was pissed that they even was fucking arguing,
or complaining.
complain about the manna.
Yeah. That
They're
shit is
murmuring
sad.
about the manna.
Yeah.
And the manna was set up, first of all, it had everything you needed and nutrients inside of it. And then it adjusted to every man's taste buds. And to the spirit, I believe that it adjusted based upon what you were feeling like. Yeah.
And just the fact that it was a gift. Like you didn't have to prepare it. Like,
Right.
it just came. And then you want more, it's like, what's going on?
But that's Jake. Jake is ungrateful, man. People are ungrateful. You know, and that's why you don't want to do nothing. Nobody wants to do nothing. I don't understand these stupid hoes. Nobody wants to do nothing for no one that's ungrateful.
That's right. They think that you can just
I you just do it to for me because and then the man's supposed to be happy. Fuck you. You understand what I'm saying? You do shit for people that are grateful and understand the value of what you're doing, man.
That's right. That's why. So like that's why Yahweh Shai didn't heal the people in his own city. Didn't have faith, man. You know, they weren't appreciative of the ones. The Lord is looking for gratitude. You gotta have gratitude, man, because you know even the things that like your fingers, you have your health.
Yeah.
You gotta be grateful for that, man. Say to Wadi Habashim Yahushua.
That's right.
You know, because you really start appreciating it more when you lack it. Try going one day, just looking out of one eye.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna be.
That's
grateful.
right. That's right, brother.
You're gonna be grateful for having both eyes.
Right.
You know,
That's right.
try to go one day with having just one arm or
Yep.
even 1 hour. Try that.
Yep.
You know. So you gotta be grateful to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man.
But-
Lord, appreciate that gratitude.
But that's the key to appreciation, is looking at people that don't have. Look at the
Right.
people that are in the worst situation than you.
Yeah.
See, the thing with people is that they're in a covetous spirit. So they're looking at people that what they have. And that never ends. You know, you could get to whatever level, you're looking at something in the neighbor, or his cars, his Porsches, and you. You know? Instead of looking at what people don't have. That's the key to appreciation.
Yeah.
Okay, and I've always said that that's the key to appreciation, looking at the things that people do not have. You know, the brother made a great, excellent point. Try looking out for one eye for X amount of time. Try living outside in the winter. You see them homeless people out there in the winter? Does that look fun?
You go inside, you get kicked out.
Right. All these people with all manner of diseases.
Son, that was
Yeah. All manner of diseases. You know? Even certain brothers got things that you don't want to deal with. Okay? Some brothers been super duper obese since they were kids. And they still in that super duper obese level, you know what I mean? How hard do you think it is in this climate to get a look? To even get a look. You know? A look of favor, you know what I'm saying? Because that could build you up a bit too. You know, get a little looks here and there, a little smile, kind of feeling it.
Yeah.
Although, I may not,
Yeah, that's true.
but imagine them brothers that don't even get that. You see? And plus, it's better not to deal with no woman in this society.
That's
Really,
true,
really,
that's
to be
true.
honest. I'm starting to see that more
I'm
and more.
starting to see that too.
You know, I'm starting to see that more and more. But, I understand because it's, it's an urge of a man. But it's just Isaiah 4:1, baby. Because this thing here, it's not it. It's not it. It's like you got to it's a requirement to lose your self-respect.
That's
Give
true.
these hoes. Hell fucking no.
That's true.
Hell fucking. You
That's
gotta
true.
bow down. I'll fuck all that. I'm not with that. I'm not with that. That's why it's been a problem for me too. I'm not with that. I'm not finna. Hey man, and chicks know. They know who they can play with.
That's
they know.
right,
They know the guys like that. They're never. Yeah, I know you can't take that. You know. They know who they can play games with. Them dudes that the girl saying spend money, buy me a drink. I remember this one chick that I know from and the one chick came up to me and said, like at first I just walked in there and said, hey, you gonna buy me a drink? And the girl basically rebuked her and said, no, he ain't gonna buy you shit. Because she already knows, she knows how I am. And I'm not finna, I don't go around cursing her out or nothing. I'm just like, every now and then I curse her out. They just know how I am. And I was surprised she said that though. Why she think I won't buy her a drink, you know? But she's just saying, baby, he ain't them type of dudes you play around with.
Yeah, trick.
They know who the fuck they can play with,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And you see, in this society, they want you to get into this weak, effeminate spirit right? And then so that they can mold you. See? And then but they don't respect you after that. They don't respect you after the molding phase. They don't respect you after that. Man. It's a bullshit. And then you're getting them, and then they done been with who knows how much X amount of men, and they're comparing you to all these X amount of men. It's not conducive. They can't work, right? And are they gonna delete the social media? No. So what is it? So it's a joke. How much other dudes is she texting? So what are you trying to do in this place? Man? What are you trying to do in this place? You know? And then no, but then you want someone that's gonna be halfway decent, you gotta deal with some fucking fat bitch. Fuck that, man. You know? Fuck that. See, the Jake don't understand it. That's why I always say Jake is not winning how you think Jake is winning. Man. And I say that brothers don't really understand what I say when I say that, but I know what I'm talking about when I say it. I'm not saying women ain't attracted to Jake. Women are Jake is the most attractive man naturally on the planet Earth. But there's more than natural attraction when it comes to selection. You understand what I'm saying? Jake is the most masculine out of all the men on the planet. But it's not about that just alone. It's what about the status? Status is on the bottom, Jake. Financial security, your enemy has made sure that you are on the bottom of that. So when they see that comes with it too. So that's why a lot of them Jakes, even the good looking Jakes, they'll deal with a chick, but they're always saying the chicks ain't trying to deal with the mother nature, they're trying to deal with like seriously as a husband, they're trying to deal with like a friend.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference between choosing a mate. You are the most attractive. They won't choose you to smash. What?
They ain't bringing you home.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And they're trying to build up. You know what I'm saying? And there's only certain of them that's going to do that too. So that's what I'm saying. Jake ain't winning how he thinks he's winning.
It's still a stigma.
Heavy. Boy, Jake, Esau has worked heavy on the stigma, bro. I've been studying that heavily too. Esau has worked heavy on the stigma against Jake. Heavy. Non-stop. Why? Because he looks at us as a threat. He looks at Jake from a boy. It starts from it's elementary. It starts from the elementary. The targeting. I remember in elementary, bro, they target me like a motherfucker. And I was in a black elementary, but you see me, I was always a more masculine type kid. I was always a more rough type, masculine type kid, bro. You know what I'm saying to you? And that masculinity, Esau don't like all that. You understand? Confidence. Yeah, they don't like that. That's why one day I got this chain. I always wanted a chain. It was like a little chain. I think it was my mother's chain. Or my father's chain or whatever. But it's like I think it's I don't know whose chain it was, but it was a chain.
Yeah.
And it had like a ring on it. I'm so proud to wear that chain, you know? It's a small little chain, bro. You know, the first day I did, I was proud and happy to wear it. You know, you see, I was walking different. The elementary was walking different, you know? And then that principal bitch, that Edomite bitch, he said, that chain is distracting.
Oh, no.
A little chain with a ring on it, though. I mean, it's like this big. That chain is distracting. And then she did a rule in the school that no one's allowed to wear chains because it's distracting. For me,
it's a game.
They're fucking haters, man. Wow. They're fucking haters. I've been happy to I stayed in the principal's office, man. You know? So they've been targeting Jake from young, man. It starts from young because they look at you as a threat. They don't look at the woman as a threat. They don't look at the NW don't get that treatment at all because they don't look at them as a threat. They look at you Jake men as a threat. It's always been the Jake man.
That's why the Pharaoh said, kill the male child.
That's right.
Keep the woman.
That's right. Yeah, you women ain't important as you think you are, man. You're not important, man. We can get any woman. We could go to Japan right now and make a nation of Israelites in Japan.
That's right.
You ever see them Japan dudes trying to pick up women?
Oh, yeah.
They literally just chase them down the street like deer, man. And the bitch is running, and the niggas running behind her. I'm like, look at the bitch is running.
Yo.
Like what kind of, what more signals do you need? No, she's playing hard to get. Yeah, she's playing hard to get. No, the crutches in her. She's trying to run into the subway here, jumping down the stairs.
But then Jake comes there.
Jake come with that suave spirit.
Doesn't even have to say much.
Come
to my house.
Right. Yeah, Jake coming in a suave spirit, a cool suave spirit. You know what I'm saying? And he basically, that's it. Yeah, you know. They're like, nah, man, we ain't dealing with that no more. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Didn't the government ask for Jakes to come?
There was something like that going on.
That help.
There was something like that going on because the birth rates over there are low. The birth rates over there are low. And when they see Jake, they see vitality.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Anyways, go ahead.
Okay, so I got two of them. This is Psalm 62 and verse 4. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. They curse inwardly. That's it, yeah. But Esau, his whole thing is he's against you, Jake. You know, his whole thing, he's against Jake. And he wants to make sure that he brings you down. I don't care what he says in your face. I have to go back to Donald Sterling. He said you Negroes are the enemy, and he owned the Clippers. He said you blacks are the enemy.
Yeah.
But he owned the Clippers. He owned the NBA team, right? But they kicked him out. All that. But you don't think the people that were around him had the same sentiment? Of course. That's how they talk at the dinner table, man. You see? And that's why when you understand Esau and you really know what he's about, he looks at you as someone that sees through him.
That's right.
You know, like the movie They Live. Someone who can see, and they feel uncomfortable because they can't play that game. It's all a big game, man. You know. So that's the thing with Jake. Okay. And there's another thing with Jake too. Jake is thirsty too. Jake gives Jake a bad name too, but Jake is in that state because it's an unnatural environment.
Yeah.
It's an unnatural environment. I understand why, but then again, I don't understand. I've never been so simple. You know, a chick says, "Oh yeah, I dated black men." All these things. Hello, I'm here. Did that ever work for you? Go in your past in your life and see all the years that you've been alive. Has that ever worked? You look simple, man. You look fucking desperate and weak. You look weak. Doing something. That shit pisses me off. It annoys me, bro. It always annoys me. Hello. That's what Elon does that shit.
I'm looking for the good.
That little bit too much for the good. I'm here in Nigeria. That's what they say. I'm here in Nigeria. The bitches in Canada talk about like I come to you, you know? Don't move, man. This is an unnatural situation, man. It's terrible, man. You know? And Jake, that's why Jake will deal with whatever. You know, they just do whatever. I don't give a fuck. I want to go to stuff. I don't give a fuck. That bitch 80 years old, she mine. You know?
80.
Brother, we see it. We didn't see it. We didn't see a young Jake with an 80-year-old. Yeah, she about to die.
For the chick.
Brother,
Yeah.
that's not even no sugar mama. No.
That's how much you don't. That's how much you
Yeah.
don't want to work.
I don't know. I think that's a bitch actually good. Like, he's in life.
That's a retirement plan.
Jake is
That's a quick investment.
Jake is out of it, bro. Jake is at the lowest. He's at the lowest. He's at the lowest state. That's unholy conversation.
It's true.
Yeah. He's in a low state, man.
Yeah.
You seeing Jake is pitiful, man.
Right.
You know?
Investment?
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to say something?
No.
You got a precept?
Yeah.
Okay, bring
Yeah,
it up.
it says here in Ezekiel 31 and 8,
You don't have a piece.
the cedar of the garden of the Most High could not hide him. The fir tree were like his bot, and his
what?
bot
Bout.
bout.
B-O-U-G-H-S.
Yeah, bows.
Bows.
Okay. So the fir tree were not like his bout.
Bows. Like an arrow, bows.
Bows. Okay. The fir.
B-O-U-G-H-S.
Okay. The fir tree were not like his bows, and his chestnut and the chestnut tree were not like his branches. Nor any tree in the garden of the Most High was like unto him in his beauty. I have made him fair by the multitude of his branches, so that all the trees of Eden that were in the garden of the Most High envied him.
Yeah, and all these people, they envy us now. Yeah. All these people, they envy Jake. When they see Jake, even Jake on his lowest state, they just know Jake got something they don't got. They just know it. They don't mind Esau being looked at as the top guy and the top desired dude. They don't have a problem with that. They have a problem with Jake. When they say Jake is second or Jake is up there, the top of them, they get mad because they just know they can't compete. They understand Esau is really not all that.
Yeah, they do.
In reality. When they look at Esau, like Esau not all that. He got that because of the status.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, the movies and the Hollywood, but
Yeah.
really they know Esau and all that.
Marvel,
You know, so when they look at E, they don't look at E as a threat in that way, but they look at Jake as a threat in that way because they know there's something natural that we have that they don't have.
That's right.
Even just the way we talk and the way we move, and it's not they can't do that.
That's right.
That's why them Ishmaelites, you said their style changed.
Yeah,
Before they used to be just regular Arabs.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden they do hoodies and you just see them shiesties.
Close your eyes, you think it's a
Where?
it's a Haitian. You say, what the hell? Say, who they buy like some sort of machine? What the fuck is going on?
Well, that's the influence that Jake has.
But that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know?
You know? Keep up your own style, man.
Yeah.
It's a natural influence.
Yeah.
It's natural.
Yeah.
It just takes over. Like
Yeah.
like in London, Benjamin, that whole the Edomites talk like that. And
Yeah.
Edomites, look at all them talk like
You get
Benjamin
Yeah.
over there.
Even
That's
in
what-
Toronto too.
Toronto, same thing.
Yeah.
Toronto, same thing. Anywhere where Jake is in Mass, that's what they talk about.
Yeah.
Here they talk like Levi,
Yeah.
you know, because what? That's the influence.
That's the influence. Yeah.
You understand? Of Jake. And then you go to Babylon, you're talking like Judah.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
Judah, that one most influences the planet.
Yeah,
It's
that's
Judah,
That's right.
number one. Okay, and then number two is Benjamin. Number two is Benjamin. Judah's number one. Number two is Benjamin. Because Benjamin, that reggae music, that's all over. The Arabs love it. I love Bob Marley, I love this, that. Because they're into that reggae, you know? So they're into that culture. They're into that fucking dreadlock shit too, right? But Judah is the top tribe. So Judah's influence is all over the planet.
Yeah.
Plus you got Judahites all over the planet.
In the French world, it's after that it's Levite. All the island,
course.
Martinique, all this. Yeah.
But you see the thing is this though. What's the top language?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's the top language?
English. Yeah.
English is the top language. So Benjamin speaks English.
Yeah.
So you got Judah and you got Benjamin. So that's why that influence is so heavy. Because when you go all throughout Africa, they're speaking. Most of them is dealing with reggae.
Yeah, bro.
Most of the Africans are doing. There's a lot of reggae artists that are actually African.
Yeah, a lot.
Okay.
The
So
music, yeah.
that's it. Even you know, them Burna Boy, them Afrobeats guys, they speak patois when they do their things. You know, Burna Boy. That's a first of all that's a Jamaican name to begin with. Go ahead, bro.
Real quick, it says here, I googled imitation is the highest
And it's
form
not
of-
just the island. It's not just the Benjamin specific. It's Jamaica specifically. It's not just the islands. All of Benjamin necessarily. It's Jamaica specifically
Yeah.
that has the biggest influence outside of Judah. Outside of Judah, Judah is the number one influence. Go ahead.
Yeah. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. Is a proverb which means that one imitates someone else because of one's admired. Because one admires that person or values what that person is doing.
Right.
Mhm.
So it's a flattery, though often unintended.
That's right. That's right. And then if you go to the French, of course, it's going to be Levi. Okay, but then at the end of the day, Jake, the reason they're doing that, like it says, it's a thing of flattery, and they admire Jake. And if they want to be Jake, that's what they're gonna do. That's what they're gonna do. Ain't nobody trying to when they deal with Latin culture, they're not looking at Spanish people from Spain. No, they're looking at the Latino. They're looking at bachata. They're looking at these different things that are you know, the Dominicans, you know,
Yeah, Ephraim.
Ephraim,
Ephraim.
you know,
Yeah.
Puerto Rican.
yeah. They're just looking at just anybody, you know. So that's the bottom line, man. Go ahead.
Listen on that.
What you got, bro?
This is Ecclesiasticus 10 and verse 30. It says, "The poor man is honored for his skill, and the rich man is honored for his riches. He that is honored in poverty, how much more in riches?
Mm-hmm.
And he that is dishonorable in riches, how much more in poverty?"
Right. So they want to be Jake. You know, Jake is at this lowest state. How much do you think they're gonna want to be Jake in that time to come, man? You know. Hey, when Jake is on top, it's natural. It's gonna be natural because naturally Jake is more dominant. This is why Esau is always trying to suppress Jake's masculinity. You know, when you go into the corporate world, they tell Jakes to take the bass out of their voice. What kind of faggot shit is that? This is a lot, but I don't want to say that. But this man's world is so anti-masculinity, man. You know, especially when it comes to Jake, man. You know that you got these lot of these black men. They go to the corporate world, and then they tell them take the bass out of you. What kind of shit is that? Why would a man take the bass out of his voice?
They had a movie about it. Even on the he was on the phone.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch that movie.
Yeah, it's like fuck. Now you have to lower your bass so you sound like a white man, because you know when you talk you scare off the customers.
Right.
You know? So he switched up his whole talk and started making sales.
Yeah, because this is a feminized world.
Yeah.
And I used to talk like that on the phone. Hey, hi, my name is. How are you? And I used to make a lot of sales too. But that's counter your spirit. That's adverse to your spirit. Bro, that takes a lot of energy, bro. That takes a lot of energy to do that.
You gotta decrypt and shit.
You gotta it takes a lot of energy.
It's not natural.
It's not natural. Things that are natural don't take a lot of energy. That's why when you do something that you actually are passionate about, is the best thing to do for business, because you don't have to put out as much energy doing something that's actually against your spirit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just not as much energy. It doesn't feel as much. That's why people say if you do what you love, you don't work a day in your life. Because it's natural to you. It's like, oh, yeah, I want it, but I can't wait to make it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But these individuals, when they when you go to these corporate places, you go around, they want you to tone it. They gotta be smiling all the fucking time. I don't do that shit.
Fuck, smiling all the time.
I don't be smiling all the time. Hi, how you doing? I'm not into that, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not into that shit, bro. Maybe that's why they never wanted to give me a job before when I was younger. But
there's a Jake that's running for mayor in Montreal. I don't know if you've seen the commercials, but yeah. He looks like he's
doing good?
Mo?
No, not Mo, but
Stern?
he's set up, dude. They set him up. Like, just smiling in the commercial.
First of all, first to even get there, you have to do a lot of smiling and a lot of bootlicking.
Oh yeah.
You have to be a professional bootlicker, man. To get to that level, man.
I think I see this picture of Africa.
Yeah, I can't close some short. But yeah, he looks like a coon, you know?
Esau would lose his mind. You get some dude up in there like that, Esau would lose his mind. He's going for the mayor?
In Quebec, you see? In Montreal? Good luck.
He will lose his mind. Okay? Montreal is more diverse, but them Edomites gonna be mad.
He's not winning.
He's not winning, huh?
Doing those debates outside. This guy's not qualified. What does it say? Prove me wrong. They have no prove me wrong side to sit down. Like the captain. Right? So ultimately, man, but this place is done. And Jake the scriptures speak about why trimmest thou thy way. Give me that. Yeah. So Jake is in a state where he's doing things that are counter his spirit. You gotta do things counter to your spirit in this place constantly, and that's why, give me that. They have worn out the saints. They have worn out the saints. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 2 and verse 33. It says, "Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love?
Right.
Therefore, hast thou also thought the wicked ones thy ways."
Right. They've also thought they've trimmed their way to seek love now. They trim their ways to seek love. They want to put on a whole different spirit. Yeah. Right? They always want to be like the nations. The nations have a king. We want a king. Yeah. The nations do this. We want to do this. Yeah. They cut trees out. They put decorations on. I want to do that. But we have our own holy days, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Jeremiah 2:14. It says, "Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave?
Right.
Why is he spoiled?"
Why is he spoiled, man? Why is he spoiled? Why has he been destroyed? Because ultimately, you went against the Heavenly Father, man. This is all the curses, man. The fact that you got to go through what you're going through in the society, Jake, is part of the curses, man. That's what you Jakes don't understand. And the one that gets it the worst in the society is the so-called black man. Okay, the kingdom of Judah gets it the absolute worst, man. In the society, bro. That's just how this setup is. That's just how it is, man. Because the whole planet is against you. Okay?
Right, even going back to the point of the trimmest out thy ways to seek love, because even since like from youth, you know, your parents have been beating that into your head to like, you know, be in good things with Esau, you know, you gotta follow his mannerisms to make it up in the world.
Right.
You know, and you know, you go to school, make sure, you know, you do everything right, and you know that talk that your parents give you, man. You know, and basically following the ways of Esau, man. Because ultimately, in order to make it in this world, you know, you gotta follow his ways.
Right.
You know.
That's right.
But Jake's been taught that since youth. You know, to coon their way into success.
Oh yeah. That's how they do it. That's how they do it, man. And you gotta do certain things to a certain level, but you gotta have some type of self-respect too, man.
That's
You
right.
gotta get, you know, go all the way every time. Nah, but you gotta show them, listen, man, I don't snap to your beat, man, you know? It depends, you know? It depends on the situation.
It depends.
And then you gotta definitely know how to operate and when not to operate.
That's right. That's right. Use the
You know?
word.
Right, because you know, you look at our forefathers, you know, Daniel, whatnot, you know, that he was in the court of the king of Babylon. So of course, you know, certain things you have to accustom to, you know, to follow the rules of the king. But when it came into, you know, his manhood and him following the Lord, that's when he put his foot down, man. I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, that's one thing. That's a prime example right there, man.
Mordecai.
Mordecai. You know, because you gotta follow the laws of the land to a certain extent.
That's right.
You know, it can't just be all, no, man, it's just, no, like, it doesn't say that, I can't do that now.
Right.
Read Romans 13. You know?
But then you have to have standards. Then you have to have boundaries. Okay? What you're doing, what you won't do, man.
That's right.
Yeah, that's the thing of having basic respect, man. You know, don't be like the Elamites out there, the lowest caste, they just peeing on you with his hand on the side. Another fight, bro. What the hell's wrong with you?
That's crazy, bro.
You're an idiot, man. That's some dumb shit. Go ahead, bro. Which will, hey, Jake's always been rebellious anyway.
Yeah.
Jake has always been a rebellious nation anyway. We ain't with all that.
Yeah.
You know, don't tell me. There's some that are, but you know, there's some that are not gonna go for that. What you got, bro?
That's
Matter of fact,
something.
even the Maccabees, what did they say? They said going to war,
Yeah.
right? Matter of fact, let's get the Maccabees, man. There were some great Levites in our history right there, right? They said we're not taking that shit. We're getting ready to go to war. So Jake is not with all that bullshit. All right? Go ahead, bro.
Real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
It says here in Ezra 4 and I'll start at 14. Now because we have maintenance from the king's palace, and it was not meet for us to see the king's dishonor, therefore have we sent and certified the king that search may be made in the book of the records of thy fathers, so that thou find in the book of the records and know that this city is a rebellious city.
That's right.
And a hurtful unto the kings and provinces, and that they might move sedition within the same of old time, for which cause was this city destroyed.
Yeah. So we've always been a rebellious city, man. We've been a rebellious nation. That's really dealing with the kingdom of Judah.
Yeah.
Okay, because at that time the northern kingdom was on the other side. So the kingdom of Judah is rebellious, man. You know? They're in that fighting spirit. They've been in that fighting spirit, man. Read them Latin tribes are kind of in a docile ass spirit. Okay, but Judah's in like a fighting spirit still. You know? You understand? And Esau doesn't like that. Esau don't like that. Okay? What you got, bro? You got something? He's right, fight laws. What are you looking for? Okay, Maccabees. You say you want to wear out the saints? Okay, go ahead. This is Daniel 7 and 25. And you shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. That's right. That's right. So that's it. Okay. So they're gonna read that again. Okay, this is Daniel 7 and 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High. That's Esau, man. Esau's not afraid to speak against the Heavenly Father. Right? And shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until the time and times and the dividing of time. That's right. And they're given into his hands. Right?
Okay, the earth has been given into his hands, man. For a times and dividing of times, man. All right, and we're worn out here. We're definitely worn out. Okay, like Jake is like, he has that spirit of like defeat on him. He has that spirit of defeat. But really, the elect, we don't have the spirit of defeat because we know the victory is here. Victory is already here, but we're just waiting for it to play out. We're not in a defeated spirit. We're just tired of looking at you guys. We're tired of this king. That's all. You know? You got something?
Yeah,
What? The skills are annoying out here, though. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. You need to get some peppermint oil. I need to get some peppermint oil.
This is First Maccabees 2.
Somebody got to get some peppermint oil and bring it and pass it around the camp. Because that keeps them awake. Go ahead.
This is First Maccabees 2. I'll start at verse 31. It's a bit of build up. It says, now when it was told the king's servants at the host that was at Jerusalem in the city of David that certain men who had broken the king's commandment were gunned down into the secret places in the wilderness. They pursued after them a great number, and having overtaken them, they camped against them and made war against them on the Sabbath day. And they said unto them, let that which ye have done hitherto suffice. Come forth and do according to the commandment of the king, and ye shall live. So certain of our people, they retreated and went to hide in the wilderness and whatnot, not to follow, because at that period was the Hellenization period, under the Edomites. So we didn't want to do that.
Right.
They tried to hide from Esau.
Well, see, that's likened unto what's coming now, too. That's that being as a pilgrim upon the earth. So we're going to have to be amongst those faithful, to stand to have to stay out of the system for that time period when they implement that MOTB, man. Right?
Right. It goes on and says that they're trying to make them, break the Sabbath too. That's right. It says, verse 34, and they said, we will not come forth, neither will we do the king's commandment to profane the Sabbath day. So then they gave them the battle with all speed. Howbeit they answered them not, neither cast they a stone at them, nor stopped the places, but said, let us die in our innocency. Heaven and earth will testify for us that he put us to death wrongfully. That's right. So they rose up against them in battle on the Sabbath, and they slew them, and their wives and their children and their cattle, to the number of 1,000 people. Now when Mattathias,
and that shows you the cowardice of these nations, because they knew that on the Sabbath that we wouldn't fight back.
Esau, Esau did. That's how Esau gets it.
Okay. But yeah, so you see, it's like this is the best time to attack them, because they won't fight back.
Right. That's right. Go ahead.
It says, verse 39. Now when Mattathias and his friends understood thereof, they mourned for them right sore. And one of them said to another, if we do as our brethren have done, and fight not for our lives and laws against the heathen, they will not quickly root us out of the earth. At that time, therefore, they decreed, saying, whosoever shall come to make battle with us on the Sabbath day, we will fight against them. Neither we will die all as our brethren that were murdered in the secret places. Then came there unto him a company of Assyrians, who were mighty men of Israel, even all such as were voluntarily devoted unto the law. It says, also they that fled for persecution joined themselves unto them, and were a stay unto them. So they joined their forces and smote sinful men in their anger, and wicked men in their wrath, but the rest fled to the heathen for secure. Yeah, because it's gonna get hot and heavy. You know what I'm saying? And then what? A lot of people are gonna fold. Even in this time. When they come down, when Esau comes down with great wrath, he's coming down with serious wrath.
That's right.
There's a lot of death on sight. You're gonna hear about it too. You're gonna hear about this person got shot in the face, these people got killed. They took out these people disappeared, so there's going to be a lot of that going on, okay? So a lot of people are going to be like, fuck that, now I'm going to take the chip.
You know? That's what's going to happen, man. Because that's how Esau's coming with it. He's coming hard. You ain't playing no games. You ain't playing no games, man. Matter of fact, give me Revelations 13 in verse 11.
And sedition is coming to Canada too, eh?
Huh?
It's not only in Babylon.
You say what?
Position.
Sedition.
Go ahead. Of course, go ahead. This is the book of Revelation 13 and verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. That's right. So if you're not down with what they're setting up, they're getting ready to put you to death, put you on a red list. You know what I'm saying? You know the Israelites are already on a red list for sure. You know, certain people are on a red list. Or even that military guy that came out, somebody said, yeah, I know I'm on the list here. After saying, and while he was saying, I was like, they don't, for sure, they know they're coming to get you. They already know you're a threat. There's a lot of military people that's going to turn on you. Okay? Go ahead. A lot of police is going to turn on you. You know, because they're going to see what they're doing to the citizens. You know, so this guy DJ Trump, and he's setting the stage because America's that beacon of freedom and hope for the world, so to speak, quote unquote. So once they got Babylon, that's it. Now the rest of the world's turn.
That's right.
See?
That's right.
They can do that in the land of the free. The whole world is free.
Right. Well, they got a Statue of Liberty, don't they?
Yeah.
Go ahead. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Right. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. And what's the mark? The mark is that what we always say, the microchip. You know? And that's getting ready to be implemented. I don't think they're setting up the digital ID. You know, that's a prelude to the mark, to the microchip, man. That's what that is. Okay, we've been telling you, man. So we're gonna watch to see how IUIC does the moonwalk into a new doctrine. Okay, we watching everything. We got all the receipts, got all the saved videos. Okay, so you guys do the moonwalk and we're watching every step you take, man. Go ahead. It says here, and that no man. Great Millstone is the camp that's been pushing it. Okay, from the beginning, hot and heavy. You know, telling you what the mark of the beast is, and we didn't waver with it. We made sure that we told you what it was firmly and confidently, man. Go ahead. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So in other words, you're not going to be able to function in a society without taking that digital device. You know, you can't buy, you can't sell. You know, things that you need on a daily basis, you're not going to be able to get, man. That's right. You know, without basically tying yourself into the system. Yeah. So that's why it says they shall no longer lean upon him that's smoking, man. You understand what I'm saying? So who are you going to lean on? Leaning means to trust. You got to trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Right.
See, so if you're not with Yahweh Shem Yahushua in that time, who are you going to lean on? You have nobody to lean on. Yeah, there's no other option. Matter of fact, give me that. Egypt is like a broken reed, man. You know, so you can't lean on that. You got to lean on the Most High. If you ain't leaning on the Most High, you're done. That's it. Okay. You got to go back to Eden. Hey, give me a second Ezra, the 16th chapter, and the 68th verse. That's right. You know, the Lord also said, He says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will keep thee from hours and temptation. That's right. The Lord has to keep you. That's right. You know, there's a lot of spiritual things happening, man. Oh yeah, a lot of spiritual things, man. Start thinking about the miracles the Lord can do, man. Oh yeah, that's right. You know, He can do a lot of miracles, man. He's gonna do a lot of miracles. He's gonna do a lot of things, man. To get the men of the Lord out of serious situations, man. You know.
His angels round about those that determined to save.
That's right. And we were speaking about being spiritual. Really, if you're really in the spiritual mind, you can already see the miracles that the Lord is doing. You know, on a daily basis. Yeah. You know, that's it. You can't take anything smally like it's a small thing. Yeah. You know. Yeah. You know. You're just going into being grateful for the things that we have as well. What you got, bro?
It says here in 2nd Ezra 16 and 74. Here, 68. 2nd Ezra 16 and 68. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, And they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols.
Right. So they're gonna put you in those different camps, in jail or wherever. That's what it means by feed you with things offered unto idols. They're gonna keep you in a place, and they're gonna be the ones to dish you your food. See? Go ahead.
And it reads, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach.
Right. So if you consent to them, you're gonna be having derision and reproach.
Yeah.
You're gonna be made, basically you made a fool.
Yeah.
Made to look like a fool. Go ahead.
And trodden.
Peter was delivered out of jail. He
Yep.
kept his faith, man. The Lord's gonna do miracles in that time, man. Go ahead.
And trodden underfoot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. And they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses.
Right.
And then shall they know who are my chosen. Then shall they be known who are my chosen. And they shall be tried as the gold in the fire.
Right, because if they pass that stage where they're coming hard and heavy, they clearly trust in Yahweh Shem Yahweh.
Yeah.
Right? So they're going to say, okay, boom, bam, bam. And then that's when the Lord's going to show that these are my men. Because those are the men that's going to stick through that hard time of them coming down heavy, man. It's going to be a fearful time. I think it's going to be light, man. You know how Esau Jake doesn't know about violence.
No.
So they're talking about violence. Esau said, I'll show you about violence. I created violence.
Yeah.
You want to see violence?
I'm the violent man.
Ice Age chasing people, that's a joke compared to what's coming, man. Okay?
We got robots, man. We got robots, sleeper cells.
Okay. The sleeper cells.
Men that are just born to kill, man. They got Jason Bourne on deck, man.
Yeah.
Well, they're opening up a military base, a Qatari military base in Idaho, man. Okay? What's that about? That's them foreign troops coming to your home. Hello. Oh, training them for the airport. Okay. Right? And you know, how do you think the Qatari people of the East think about you, the Americans? What do you think they think about you? They don't like you, man. Especially Edomite Americans. They don't like y'all. Okay? Just like them, that dude, the one Edomite said, who are you? Who are you? He said, you gonna find out soon. You'll find out soon.
Why did he say that?
Yeah, so he said that because he's like, he can't wait, and he's gonna be probably looking for that particular dude. Everybody looked him up right after.
Yes, that's the target.
Right. Jason Whitfield.
Put the address in
the
all.
address.
Kids,
156 Grove Street. Yo, wow.
What kind of car he drives, everything.
Done.
What? Yeah,
Probably picked him up in the Uber a couple times. Waited there for the sleep. How you doing? Yeah, I'm good. How you doing?
You remember me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, it says here, verse 74. Hear, O ye my beloved, said the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid.
Well, once again, the Lord puts the emphasis on that He's going to be responsible for the deliverance.
That's right.
It comes from the Lord, not man's own doings.
Yeah. It says here, be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, said the Lord. Power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquity lift up themselves.
That's right. Yeah. Quick precept, real quick. Isaiah 31:1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots, because they are many, and horsemen, because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord.
And as we brought it back to Asia, he said what? He went to physicians instead of going to the Lord. You know, and what happened? He ended up dying. You see? You know, and
Asia, not Asia.
Asa. Yeah, Asa. So again, he went to go look for the help of men.
That's right.
Instead of looking towards Yahweh Shem Yahushua. It says life and death are in his hands. He's the author of he's the issues of death are in his hands. If you paraphrase. So he went to go see a man that dies like himself. where there's no help. Okay? And again, all these people that trust in Esau Edom and in society, or who will bow down to this image, they're gonna get destroyed, man. Right?
I got some real quick. This is the book of actually, I lost it, but just to paraphrase, the Lord said, trust not in man. Okay? Basically, don't trust in man. You're supposed to trust in Yahweh Shem Yahweh. It's in the book of Jeremiah. Okay? But there's more.
Continue on. Isaiah 31 and 2. Yet he also is wise and will bring evil, and evil not call back his words.
Yeah, it says he also is wise, right? So people, they look at Esau like he has the top technology, you know, he has the top military force, you know, he has the Palantir, you know, he can't be touched. But the Lord give him that
That's
technology.
right, that's right.
So he also is wise and will not call back his word. And the Lord's goal is really to take down this wicked kingdom, man. Ruled by Esau Edom.
That's right.
And to establish his kingdom, man.
But will arise.
How can you believe in the Most High and expect this kingdom to stand? How can you expect the Lord to allow this wickedness and disrespect even towards Him to continue? You see?
Water?
You know?
Shoot.
No.
Go ahead. You got that.
Okay. But will arise against the house of the evildoers, and against the help of them that work iniquity.
Which is these Edomites, man. Okay, and all those that are tied into the system, man. They're gonna fall down. Yahweh by Shem Yahweh is gonna personally visit this place, man. You know? It says, damn. So I got it. Let's get my
And just as you mentioned that house, so if you're a slave and you belong to that your slave owner, you're part of his house. Okay, so by you taking that digital tool, you become a part of the house of Esau. Okay, a part of this society. So the Lord is going to take you down with Esau Edom.
That's
and
right.
It says, "He that hopeth and he that is helpeth, both shall fall together."
That's right. Continue on. Now the Egyptians are men and not the Most High.
That's it. You have to remember that they're just men. You know, they're not Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai.
They're not spiritual, they're not power.
And their horses flesh and not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall.
Yep. So their power is not spiritual power, it's carnal power. You know, meaning it has limits compared to the power of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, which is limitless. Yep. Well, the scripture says in the book of Job, who can number his armies? You know? He's not called the Lord of hosts for no reason, man.
That's right.
You know? Good.
And he that is holpen shall fall down, and they all shall fall together.
This is Isaiah 36 and verse 6. It says, Lo, thou trustest in Egypt, lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it.
Now, so the modern day Egypt is America. Pursuant to the book of Revelation 11 and 8. Spiritual Sodom and Egypt. Now the trust is broken. Egypt is broken, man. Okay, the system is broken, man.
That's right.
It's divided. Okay, their council is not stable. They're all over the place. It's a complete mess, man. Okay. Now, if you trust in this broken reed, it's gonna go into your. It's gonna cause you to take the MOTB, man. That digital device, man. That's what your trust in the system is gonna lead to, man. And there's consequences to taking this device, man. Pursuant to the book of Revelation 14 and 9, man. You're gonna meet the judgment, the anger of the Lord, man. That was without mixture, as it says.
You're going to have to reach that crossroads, you know, between taking the MOTB or not. Because again, just as we were speaking of the digital ID in the UK, the guy said you can't work, you can't do nothing without it.
Alright, so let me spell it out for you.
That's it. That's it. So now they're having to face that decision. Like it's either I take it and I continue on in this society, or I'm gonna be excommunicated. And now they're gonna bring it to the next level with the MOTB, where they're even gonna put people to death. Okay.
Yeah. So they're moving very aggressive with the system, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be undeniable. It's gonna be that the MOTB, that decision will have to will be in your face. You're gonna have to make that decision.
Right.
You can't escape it.
So ultimately, it comes from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. It's his hour of temptation. It's his mark.
Yeah.
You got
Revelation 3 and verse 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the
That's
earth.
right. So the Lord's gonna try the whole world, man, by going through this hour of temptation, which is what we read in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter. You know, and it's gonna come upon all the world. So this is a global system, man.
Yeah.
You know, so UK is pushing that digital ID. Well, it's gonna come to this side of the world too, man. Okay. Canada, North America, South America. We've seen in Vietnam how what is it, 80 something million bank accounts were shut down.
Wow.
Because people believed they were resisting about this resisting against this new system, man. You know. I believe Russia too. He got the call too. Okay, so they're all moving towards a digital system, just gradually going to lead unto the implementation of the mark, man. Okay, that little device.
They all following the money, eh?
Yeah.
The elites.
They're all following the elites.
Yeah. The Alpine bond.
There's more, brother.
That was it, but I have the definition of the word try in the blue letter. It's Greek, it says parazazo. It says to try, to make trial of test for the purpose of ascertaining his quality or what he thinks or how he will behave himself.
Yeah. To see if you're worthy.
Yeah.
If you're worthy of the kingdom, right? Again, that's the ultimate test. Are you willing to give up your life for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai?
Alright.
Because that's basically what it means. For you not to bow down to the MOTB, that's basically you giving up your life, your livelihood. Because you can't buy, you can't sell, you can't do nothing. See?
It says C, to try or test one's faith, virtue, character by enticement to sin.
That's it. Again, bringing it back. I don't know if you mentioned the 7 brothers.
Yeah, what was the last
In the French camp, we were talking about the 7 brothers in the Maccabees who refused to denounce Yahweh Bashim Yahushai by eating pork. You know, each one of them faced death mentally and in the fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You see?
That's right. Because
You know, and
it was Eliezer that was forced to eat pork.
okay.
They were. Let me take it back. Go ahead.
real quick. Go ahead, brother.
What was it?
Okay. Exodus 20 and 3. Thou shalt not have no other God before me.
That's it. That's the first one, huh?
Yep.
That's the first commandment.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, because again, we know that the Most High is a jealous power. You know, by you bowing down to Esau Edom, that's you saying basically that he is your God. Okay. Again, that would make you an enemy of the Most High.
They were forced to eat pork too.
Okay. You see, so so the Most High, the first commandment is you will not have any other gods but me. You know, so the fact that you're turning to Esau, again, that's already off. You're turning to the devil. Okay, that's already off. But then you acknowledge Esau Edom as your savior.
That's right.
But then at the end, you're gonna see that he can't save himself, and he can't. So no way can he save you. You know. So, and again, his system is ultimately he's trying to instill the next level of oppression. His perfected oppression in his eyes. You see. So you bow down to him, but then you realize he's just putting you in the deeper hole, man.
Yeah.
You know, and then again, that's you being laughed at, man. That's you. It says that you'll be trodden down underfoot. That when you go into that, that's like saying disrespected or being cast down like nothing. You see, so that's what's awaiting those people that turn to Esau Edom, man. Okay? Because us, those that refuse to bow down to the system, they're gonna suffer. you're gonna suffer. Yeah, you're gonna lose everything. But again, we're looking towards the kingdom to come, man.
Yeah.
All right.
It says, those that trust in Egypt shall be in confusion.
That's it. Confusion. You won't be able to understand whether right or left, man. Even
The trust in Egypt shall be your shame.
your shame, you see? Because again, the Lord is going to bring all these evils, and you're not going to be protected. You took the chip, so now you're through already. Okay, and now the Lord might bring famine. The Lord might bring wild beasts. The Lord might bring all sorts of evil. Okay, and Esau is not going to be there to help you, man. You see?
That's right.
Okay. So I got some.
Yep.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 16, and verse 1. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, Go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon the earth. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image.
See, so the Lord is going to bring all those that took those the MOTB. You're going to have a lot of medical defects, man. Okay, you're going to have that. I said there's one that with the pus. You know, because again, it's an abstract object that you're putting inside you. So that there can only be adverse effects from trusting in Esau Edom and taking his mark, man. Okay, it's not going to be for your benefit. Maybe at the beginning you're going to rejoice a bit, but then afterwards you're going to see the consequences. You see?
Yep. This is Revelation 14.
No, it's a luck. Even the fact that you took those, that it's gonna be those that it's gonna be manifest that you took the mark. Okay. By those defects that you have on your body. See?
Right now, there's people that have the mark, you know, maybe they don't have the thing yet,
Yeah.
because I'm saying that as a man, because they're not related to the computer yet, you know.
Yeah.
Like everything is not started yet, you know.
Yeah.
So the radiation is maybe weaker, but
That's
once it gets plugged in,
Yeah, 7G.
7, you know.
Yeah. They get connected to the cloud. Then they're through, man.
It's true.
Yeah.
This is Revelation 14 and 9. And you got some? Oh, yeah. It says, And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation.
That's right.
And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
So those are the things that you can expect to catch even more hell after you took the MOTD, because again you make yourself an enemy of the Most High, and then at the end there's nuclear fire awaiting for you, man. If you're in Babylon, okay? Because ultimately, even if you survive the famine, even if you survive the wild beasts, even if you survive the military, the militia, okay, there's still destruction reserved for Babylon, man. So if you're in that land, you're gonna be destroyed, man. Okay, so you endured all that shit, you endured all that hell, just to get burnt, man. You see?
Because only the elect are going to be saved out of Babylon.
That's it.
America.
That's it. It's like even the worst is that you're gonna see those that didn't bow down to the mark, the elect of Yahweh Bashim Yahshua being protected. You know, that's even the a greater the I told you so moment, because you know we were part of that number. We don't bow down to the system. You know, we're gonna be fed. It says we're gonna have abundance, okay, more than we need, man. While all these people are gonna be struggling, man, and they're gonna see that it's gonna do something to the spirit, man. You know.
So Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter. The fifth chapter, excuse me. Wisdom of Solomon, the fifth chapter. Verse 11, And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name.
Yeah, so you take that mark, it's for your detriment. It's not for your benefit. You see, nothing good can come out of it, man.
Nothing.
Yeah. At the end of the road, you have to meet Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and you will have to face for that consequence for your unfaithfulness. It says, "Woe unto you that are faint-hearted. What will you do when the Lord visits?"
Oof.
You see, and He will visit.
That's right.
This is Revelation 16 and verse 2.
Okay, in the book of Matthew 16 and 25, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my name's sake shall find it.
Because if you look at it in a cardinal sense, Isa tells you you have to take the mark of the beast or you can't buy yourselves. Now you start thinking, okay, how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to take care of my family? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Instead, I believe in the second Ezra, it tells you put away those mortal thoughts. Those
That's
are
right.
all mortal thoughts, man.
Yep.
Okay, you see. But again, says by doing so, you're going to seek to save your life. Okay, because now you wanna keep going in that society. Your hopes is in this society.
Right.
Okay, your dreams and expectations is in Isa retaining power. Okay, so again, by you seeking to save your life, at the end you're gonna lose it because that's not the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
So that the elect love not their lives unto the death.
That's right.
That's it.
So that's a different type of mindset.
That's right.
I got some. This is the book of St. Matthew 6 and verse 30. Wherefore, if the Most High so clothe the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, O ye of little faith? Therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or wherewithal shall we be clothed?
Yeah. You know, you have to have the mindset that the Lord is with you, man. Okay, even that reminds me of Yahushua and the disciples when they were on the boat, and then they were panicking because there was a storm. But Yahushua was sleeping because why? He wasn't afraid. He wasn't doubting that the Lord was going to deliver him, man. You see, we have to have that same mindset. That storm represents the tribulation, the hardship. We have to be stable, okay, and grounded in the faith of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
Yeah, Yahushua was in the boat. He was in the boat, which proves that he's gonna be with his elect.
Right.
In that time.
Yeah. It says in Matthew 28, he's there with us always until the end of the earth. See?
It says here, verse 32.
He wasn't worried.
Yeah, he was sleeping.
For after all these things do the Gentiles seek, for your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things.
So whatever you need, whatever is truly necessary for your survival, the Lord will provide it for you. Elijah, that was fed by the birds twice a day. He had water to drink, and even there was a miracle. The woman was able to sustain him with the flour and the oil until the end of the famine, while other people were suffering. You see, so the Lord takes care of his elect.
Yeah, how much better is a naan bread when everyone's starving? That bread is super sweet, man. Wow. Yeah, like the last
Tastes
piece,
like a
you can take it all slow. Goodness, you know?
Yeah, that water tastes just like wine, man. The finest of wine.
Yeah, then you see the women after.
Oh man.
Sir, do you have bread?
I got crumbs.
I know not.
Yeah.
What has that to do with bread?
This is
Go to them that sell.
This is the book of Sirach 2 and 10. Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken?
Right.
Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
Right. So when you call upon him in that time and you trust in him, he's going to delight in you, man. You're going to, oh man, we believe in him still.
That's right.
Regardless of what's going on. You know what? Let me help this guy out now.
That's
You know?
right. That's right.
That's what's going to happen, man. The Lord's going to look down on the elect and say, that mark of exemption. The Holy Spirit. No? Go ahead. Is it on that? What's that about it?
No.
Go ahead, Bob.
I'm looking for it, but I believe it says the holy children were praying unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushai in the furnace. Was that the holy children?
Yeah.
So they were in the fire. They were in the situation, the deadly situation, but even in the midst of that, they were praising Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Glorify his name in the fire.
That's it. That's
Right.
it. And the Lord came and delivered them. You know, it wasn't before they got thrown in there. It wasn't you know, it was in the fire that they called upon the Lord, and the Lord came and delivered them. You see? So we gotta have that same mindset that even if you get thrown in jail, even if you're in the face of the guillotine, you know, even if your family's Isa Edom says, I'm gonna kill your family if you don't do it right now. You see, you gotta have that mentality. Hey, I'll see you guys in the kingdom. That's it. You know? Whatever you lose here, you'll get it back 100-fold.
That's right. That's
So
right.
you're not losing.
I believe one of the 7 sons, they said, I'll see you in the resurrection, or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when he said that to was it Antiochus?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
He said, I'll see you in the next life.
Yeah, you didn't escape. You know?
Phone is out of phone.
You have something, man?
This is second Ezra 2, in verse 27. It says, "Be not weary, for when the day of trouble in heaven is coming."
That's a commandment. You know? Be not weary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It says, "Others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance."
So are we going off of being merry in the time?
No.
Or destruction in the time of the time of when things get bad? No. Well, they're supposed to be.
It says, "Happy are your eyes." Blessed are your eyes, for many prophets, many kings wish to see what you see, man. You know, to see the downfall of this kingdom, man. If King David was here and you saw the downfall of Isa Edom's kingdom, you don't think he'll be dancing the same way that he was dancing over back in the days? You see? You know?
Is he looking for the raccoon?
I heard a noise, but
Is he alive?
Be alert. You gotta be alert out there. You're right. Like, what's going on? We looking at something,
Yeah. True.
I feel pain in this leg. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so just as I mentioned, you know, in the time of tribulation, these other nations, these other people will see how the Lord is dealing with his elect.
Yeah.
You know, it will be manifest. Okay? It's like as it says, in that time shall there be no more my chosen. Okay? The Lord is gonna make a separation just as he did in the time of Egypt. Okay? There was light in the land of Goshen, and then in Egypt it was darkness. Okay? So the Lord will protect his elect, those that serve him. You know, that's why it says we are judged now so that we are not destroyed with them later. Roughly paraphrasing. You know? So yes, we're catching our hell right now, but again at the end, it's all gonna be worth it, because it says work your work be time, and in his time he will give us a reward. Okay?
Right. Okay, this is the book of 2nd Ezra 7 and verse 18. What's the time on the check the time on it? Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things and hope for the wise. For they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things,
140.
and yet shall not see the wise.
You see? So yes, as any other man, we suffer. Okay, but we hope for the kingdom. But these other nations, the wicked of our people, they might suffer straits, but they don't have the hope that we have, the hope in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Okay, so the whole purpose is vain. Okay, they have no answers. You see, as it says, they walk in darkness and know not at what they stumble. Okay, but we have the light of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, so that gives us hope, and that gives us confidence in His Word and in the walk that we walk. You know, we know as it says, we know the final destination. Okay, and we know that this is not the end where much righteousness does abide.
Back to 2nd Ezra 2, and verse 28. It says that the heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord.
That's it. That's it. They'll see it, but they won't be able to do nothing, because again, it's of the Lord. Okay?
Okay, what you got, bro?
This is Job 5 and verse 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee.
Again, he, Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai.
Verse 20, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beast of the field.
That's right. See, so when all hell breaks loose, we're gonna laugh, because again, that's what we expect. That's what we want. Okay, because we know that for the place where righteousness is sown, to
2 Ezra 4 verse 28. But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come.
yeah, because the destruction is appointed. The triumphant of the wicked is for a moment, but the Lord already set up a moment for Isa Edom to come off the throne, man. Okay, to be cast down to the ground.
Verse 29. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good.
Yeah, so this kingdom, this wicked kingdom, Isa Edom's rulership has to be put out, has to be taken out of the way. It has to. Yeah, because again, as it says, Yahushua said it himself, the prince of this world has nothing to do with me. Okay? See? So when Yahushua returns, he's gonna take, he's gonna instill righteousness on the earth, and he's gonna abase wickedness. It says intemperance is at an end. You see? Wickedness, it's over, man. Well, it's over for the Israelites. Okay? We're gonna have new hearts. We're gonna be able to keep the law, statutes, and commandments to a T. Okay? We won't be like sin is gonna be a thing of the past for us, man. Okay? And that's ultimately what we want, man. To be in complete subjection to our powers. Alright? Because again, sin is the kryptonite of the Israelites.
2 Ezra 6 and verse 28. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which has been so long without fruit shall be declared.
That's it. Faith being flourished, it's flourishing now by the prophets of the Lord proclaiming the downfall of this kingdom, proclaiming the name, proclaiming the truth ultimately. Okay, the prophecies of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and it's only going to increase. Okay, while iniquity has an end. Okay.
Go ahead.
This is 2 Ezra 7 and verse 43. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality to come, wherein corruption is past, intemperance is at an end, and fidelity is cut off. And fidelity is cut off, righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up.
That's it. And it talks about the day of doom. That doesn't sound like the day of peace, the day of calm, the day of doom, meaning destruction. You know, so again, just as it says, Babylon the Great is going to be removed with violence. Okay? You know, just as it was established by violence. Okay?
That's why it was established.
Yeah.
Esau's acting like it was established with love and Christian values. Nah, man, it
Hand
was
in
established
hand,
with
kumbaya.
brutal death and destruction, man.
Yeah.
Okay, cruelty. That's
Yeah.
how it was. That's how
Yeah.
it was established. So much so, even one of the indigenous said, "Are white people going to be in heaven?" He said, "Yes, of course." He said, "Well, I want to go to hell. I don't want to go to heaven. You guys are cool." That's how cool you guys are. Man.
Yeah. Committed genocide.
Right.
You cause bloodshed everywhere you go, man. You know? That's how you have to be put down, man. That's why Isa Edom is going to be the only nation that's going to be completely extinct.
That's right.
Right. After 1,000 years of hardcore labor. That's right. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. And we're gonna make it as hard as possible. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. We ain't gonna make it easier or big things, some inventions to help. No, you're gonna be. We want it to be hard for you.
Yeah.
We want it to be torment.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Okay, Joel Webon, the so-called pastor. Yeah. Oh yeah. What did he say about the Deuteronomy? No, he was
Putting them to death?
No, he was basically saying how reparation was so-called blacks living in America.
Yeah.
That's the reparation. Thankless.
Yeah, should be thankful.
We should be thankful. So he's boasting in
Would have been living in grass huts?
Yeah, exactly. Right. He said if it wasn't for us coming, us bringing you here, you'd still be living in Africa in grass huts.
And what's wrong with that? Let's
Yeah.
say if they were. Let's say if they were. Okay,
Yeah.
well, as long as your living quality is better around the world. So what's wrong with that?
That's what
You know, you act like living in grass, that's torture or something.
Yeah,
You got your family, you got your food,
What else do you want?
you know, you got you're in nature,
That's
Yeah.
true.
you
Your
live in
culture?
nature, you have rights.
Yeah.
So what? You act like living in grass like living in actual the furnace of hell.
Yeah.
No, we okay. Okay, let's say if that was the case, we know that's not true because there was many kingdoms
Yeah.
even in Africa. There's
That's
many
right.
castles, big castles in Africa.
That's
From before there was castles in freaking America,
That's right,
not
that's
America, in Europe, man. There've been castles, old castles in Africa.
Oh, yeah.
You know what you talking about, man?
Oh yeah.
Big, huge civilizations, Mali, Egypt. That's why Esau tries to hijack Egypt because he can't say that it was just some primitive bullshit. Because when you look at the architecture, the pyramids and all that, you know the history of Egypt. So that's why he tries to hijack that.
That's right.
You know, we were there. That was us. You know? That's how this devil gets down, man. Okay, but let's say if that was the case. Let's say they were all living primitive as possible. Hey, them people that live in a so-called primitive third world states, they're happier than people in America. So
That's
what's
right.
up? When you look at the depression rates, it's much lower. The quality of life is better. Yeah, they don't have the conveniences, but they're okay, they're all right. They're living.
They're better off.
So what's up? So what's your point with the huts? What that justifies destruction and brutal cruelty? So I don't understand what you devil's points is. Let's say if that was the case, what the hell are you talking about? Where the Lord say if anyone doesn't have technology, kill them,
Yeah.
and that's how we're gonna help them. What are you talking about, man? You devils, your logic, you don't even have logic. You're just mad that you're being called out.
That's right. That's
So you're
right.
just throwing all kind of accusations, all kind of, pseudoscience, all kind of, and guess what? People are the more bullshit you put out there, the more people are coming out with truth. So you're losing anyway, man. That's why they hate TikTok. You might say, oh, TikTok is a dangerous place. He says it's a dangerous place like it was Detroit.
Yeah.
You know? Like it was the ghetto in Detroit. Yeah. TikTok is a dangerous place.
What the hell?
All kind of misinformation. Oh yeah. But then he watches Fox News religiously.
Yeah.
Right? Go ahead, bro.
Okay. So this is the
Brother, you don't even have to go deep. We can't see you. Let's go deep in the darkness, man.
Batman.
Spirit, snatch him up. We don't know what's going to happen. Go ahead.
What happened to our boss? The super cells. The super cells.
All right.
They took him.
You watching.
What's his name? Cornbread. Up the cornbread.
Oh, right. Let me in. Got it. You big enough. You big enough to come in. Why you walk out? Why you walk back in? That's not right. Go ahead.
With your bayou shit? I'm not gonna listen to your bayou bullshit. We need to do what we have to
He
do.
got kind of mad. That was a good movie back then. He had the demon was on him. He got kind of mad, you know. I said, don't listen to this dummy. Don't listen to this. Bitch. You know? So that was like that was good, man. That was actually a good, like, spiritual demonology. You know, they had witches behind that too.
Yeah.
Witches was working with them.
You know?
Yeah, witches working. They know how the demons operate.
Yeah.
And these people are demons.
That's it.
Okay. Go ahead, bro.
This is Revelation 17 and verse 6. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
That's right. Yeah. Well, hey, you know, admiration at fucking Babylon the Great.
Yeah. And again,
That means it looked beautiful. You know, it looked appealing. Just like it looks appealing to the nations.
Yeah.
It's like Esau boasting it, but really when you go inside, it's a fucking nasty whore with all kind of diseases.
Strong disease.
Scars, you know, on their nipple. You know? Pus coming out and, you know, all kind of shit going on. Crabs,
bad.
lights. There's all kind of nastiness going on in Babylon. When you go to Babylon, you'll see. Go to New York.
Yeah.
Tell me how nice that looks. Shit looks like trash, man.
Yeah.
Smells like trash.
Yeah.
California, here there's poop all over the place, man. Like you're walking in a zoo. Go ahead, man.
It's like because it says the drunk of the blood of the saints. when you think about just drinking, you might drink and get a little tipsy, but when you're drunk, that means you drank too much. You know, so even till this day, how many Jakes are being put to death in America? You know, we still hear about Jakes getting lynched. Okay, so come on, man.
Because the saints are the Israelites.
Yeah, that's it. You know, even the brother posted a video about that family that said our son was found lynched, and the police is not doing anything about it. You know, but that's recent. You know, so that's till this day, that precept is relevant. You see?
Look how much people go missing. You know, a lot of that is Jakes. You know, 100,000 children and a bunch of women. They're all Jakes.
Yeah.
I mean, not all. I mean, a lot of them are Jakes. You know, and then they poison Jake. You know, all kind of shit. Right? So you has a lot to pay for. Then when one of the most dangerous places for to end up, and Jake in general, is that Dracula's laboratory. Okay? They end up because it's been proven that they neglect and they sabotage Jake in it. They end up dead for like little
for no reason.
Good.
Something that death shouldn't even follow.
No, you know, they don't care about you. You know? They accidentally unplug something.
He doesn't need it. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Right. They're stronger. They got stronger genes.
My phone is about to die.
Yeah. I forgot the name of the movie, but it's on Netflix. It's the good nurse. It's called The Good Nurse. He's one of the highest serial killers in America. You know, just injecting people with well, that's a demonic place, man. I pray I don't ever have to go there, man. That's a demonic. I've been there a few times, and I hate every second of that place. The vibration of that place is just terrible, man. The hospital feels like that. You know?
Yeah.
Different devices, and it's just the energy is demonic in the hospital, bro. You guys been to the hospital?
Yeah.
The energy in the hospital is fucking demonic.
You just want to leave. You don't want to stay
bro, you can't heal in an environment like that.
That's true.
Go ahead, bro. This is Ezekiel walking around with masks and fuck. That's just the bag's got like a fucking the skull on it. It's like, you know what I mean? The bags of the liquid of the skull on it. Like, what's that? What's that about? Go ahead. This is Ezekiel 24:6. Wherefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, woe to the bloody city, to the pot whose scum is therein, and whose scum is not gone out of it. Bring it out piece by piece, let no lot fall upon it. America is scum, bro. Anyone that goes to America, and then they go around, ask people who travel around the world. When they end up living in America, they're like, they thank God for leaving that place and going to those third world countries and talking. Right? So what's your point about the huts? What the fuck the huts got to do with that? Let's say if that's the case, does that see you devils up to just throw things out there like if that exonerates you from something? Oh, you're living in huts. Okay, maybe I was happy in my hut. I was happy in my hut. What's your point? I had food. I was free. So you're telling me being locked up and shackled and put into sleep, you know? And being beaten and having our families separated and destroyed and buck broken. That was better? Oh, well, because I have a cell phone now in the projects?
Wow.
That's better? This is better? And perpetual debt?
Come on.
This is better? Having to wake up and work every fucking day because nobody owns no property and land? This is the best. This is what you devils gave us? That's the reparation. We're going to show you some reparation. We're going to give you reparation. We're going to show you devils about reparation. We're going to repair. We're going to repair. We're going to show you what's up.
We're going to build back better.
And we know the ones that made them proud statements. We're going to remember you. We're going to know you. We're going to play back for you. And we're going to fear. As soon as you know it's you, what have I done? You know? Boil up the acid.
Wow.
The acid, you're gonna learn something today. Don't learn something. You're gonna learn something today. You're not dying. Don't think this is death. This is not death.
There's more after. This is clean.
This is clean.
This is the purge.
It's the purification
purge.
process.
I have to purge.
I didn't know better. Don't worry. You will learn now.
Oh, shit.
You will learn now.
This is the second chance.
And then he has to must know it. Yeah, the same must know like that. Right? But ultimately, we're gonna have to
you know, we gonna make him say that this is. Oh, no, I was just about to say something, man. You know, I was just about to say. So go ahead.
I'm good.
And he has to thank us for this.
Yeah.
Thank you, Master. Thank you.
I don't want water.
Are you crying?
Yeah, thanks. More. This is what I needed. Changed his name.
I bad.
Yeah, no, Rick.
Oh. My name is Rick.
Yeah. So and then it commissioned the other ones to say that his name is what it was before.
Oh.
My name is Rick. To watch him get mad
Yeah.
and hyperventilate.
Trauma.
My name is Rick. You know?
Oh, man.
You know? Go ahead, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, that shit was a brutal scene in that.
Yeah.
And that shit was brutal, bro. Especially when he came in and after he chopped his Mary, he came in front of eating sausages.
Oh,
He
that
said,
was
"Oh, no,
deadly.
no."
No, that's not yours.
You didn't see that?
I did it.
Oh my
that's
god,
not
was so
yours.
brutal. That shit was brutal, man.
Yeah, that
But
guy
the
was
first
a
thing
good
I thought
character.
about was Edomites, man.
Fuck.
You know, how is it gonna be for y'all? So we get ready to get serious, you know, in the kingdom. But we're not gonna do that freaky shit.
No.
No.
Okay, we're gonna do none of that freaky shit, cutting off your
Madness.
your man, you know. We ain't get into that freaky weirdo shit.
Yeah.
Pickling people, you know.
Yeah,
These
remember
Edomites are sick, man. Okay, but the other members,
Yeah.
we can't promise those.
No.
Anyways, let's get the last scripture. Go ahead. Okay, you got some? You got some? No. Mosquitoes make those forget. Go ahead.
Okay, so just finish Ezekiel 24 and verse 7. For her blood is in the midst of her. She set it upon the top of a rock. She poured it not upon the ground to cover it with dust, that it might cause fury to come up to take vengeance. I have set her blood upon the top of a rock, that it should not be covered. Thus said the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, woe to the bloody city. I will even make the pile for fire great.
Yeah, to go to the bloody city, man. The powerful fire. Hey, man, it's gonna be a sacrifice.
Right.
It's gonna be a great sacrifice in Babylon. Okay. So with that, we're gonna close up. We're gonna give all the praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Echad Kadash.
the honors to the apostles and others of great millstones, salutations. Much love and respect to the Akim out there pushing this word out with truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.